You have the red Angmar player Ave on the right side versus the blue Angmar player Sauron on the left side on a beautiful map Firenzeal. I mean, these players are BFME 2 players, but also at the same time Rise of the Witch King players, and that's a BFME 2 map, but also at the same time a Rise of the Witch King map. So you can see what I'm trying to say here, right? BFME 2 and Rise of the Witch King are really united, and that's what you love to see, because that's how we can kind of increase the player size of each game without necessarily trying to get new players to the game. So if players would play on multiple BFME games, I think we can accomplish bigger size tournament in every single one of them. We have 2 mills opening for Sauron. We have a mill into the Hall of the Kingsmen opening. I like the connection. Okay, nice. So they are happy with the connection, unless they are making ironic statements. Dude, that's not happy. They are not happy with this. Trust me on that one. Like, they don't want to play in this one. You see, it's like freezing, going, freezing, going, freezing, going, and this can be quite tilting. Okay, he's like, I can't fix Redmin all week, it's been bad. And hopefully this is not gonna go like this, you know. You can see that there are, you know, small freezes in between the seconds. And, you know, and later on, this might be quite unplayable, but we shall see. You have a 4 mil economical opening for Sauron into the Hall of the Kingsmen, while we went actually for a really early Hall of the Kingsmen. So you can see 2 different strategies from the players, and we will see how this will go. Thank you very much, Mika, I appreciate it. Okay, so what is the plan from Avi? He might turn them into the Gondor Orcs. The thing is, if he doesn't hesitate, if he doesn't lose any time, and he moves straight forward, he can actually punish Sauron for the economical opening. But keep in mind, there is no chance Angmar can know that. So basically, it's like a blind counter situation. And sometimes you gotta be careful, or the game is literally freezing, dude. Hopefully that's not gonna be a big problem, boys. Gondor Orcs, and we will have like a very early transition, and that's the power spike of Angmar. You know, you have the chance to do both the stuff at pretty much the beginning of the game. And that's so good. Like, imagine you are able in the very first minutes of the game to recruit anti-cavalry, anti-pikemen, swordmen, extroverts, and also cavalry yourself.
I will represent the men of Gondor.
I will represent the men of Gondor. Gato, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Okay, so the thing is, they won't be able to achieve too much. Even with War Chant, hopefully Avi is not gonna War Chant them, because that's gonna buy you some time, but it's not gonna change the fact that your Gondor are gonna be trampled down to death. And that's exactly what's gonna happen here. Look at the flank damage, he one-shot them all. Very good start, and he won't get punished for it. And as the second battalion was also a Gondor Orc, Avi has to play a bit more carefully. So now he's gonna group up with the pikemen and try to go for a push with pikemen and orc warriors at the same time. This way he can but he needs to kind of keep them at the same location all the time. Otherwise, oh, it's actually quite laggy, dude. I mean, that's kind of surprising though, because normally it was not that laggy in game range before. There is like a builder from Sauron. If he's not paying attention, he might lose the builder. Oh, oh, oh, oh, oh, oh, oh, oh. Oh, that was really close. But he was in the range to build a wall hub. What is he doing here? Oh, he's building wall hubs, cancelling it, wall hub, cancelling it, wall hub, cancelling it. And this is actually good because he's buying time. It's very efficient. We shall see. In the meantime, there comes the counter commitment, and we will have a Gondor Orc against Gondor Orc situation. And what is the plan from Avi? Will he go for the second Hall of the Kingsmen, or will he, just like his opponent, build up the Troll and Wolf Den to recruit some Wolf Riders? That's going to be the big question. He's creeping at the same time though. I mean, so far no economical damage dealt to either player, but that's gonna favor Sauron, because he was opening with 4 mills. And there comes the first War Chant push from Avi. The mill is gonna be definitely taken down. There is nothing you can do about this situation. In the meantime, the counter attack, beautiful trample incoming. The Gondor Orcs are getting trampled down to death. But I think if Avi can somehow defend himself, he will be coming ahead. His creeping will get additional money and power points, but also he's dealing economical damage at the same time. The only good thing for Sauron is that he is still holding his War Chant. So he can use War Chant on his 2 units and maybe try to make something happen. And there comes the War Chant indeed. And Big Boy PP for another 100 BD bomb for your kids too. Thank you very much. They will call you now from, you know, I will tell them.
For your kids.
That's Uncle Big Boy PP. Uncle Big Boy PP, guys. give you 100 Billy Bomb donation. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Means a lot. Hello there. Long time no see. How are you, Shanks? I'm doing good, Lunas. Appreciate it. Glad to see you back on the menu. Welcome home. Thank you. Thank you. Where is the representative of the Gondor voice line from? You mean from the follow alert? It's actually from the game. So basically from Boromir himself. But the game is freezing from time to time. And after the first couple of minutes into the game, we have 350 command points available for Have. And we have 450 command points, but now 400 command points available for Sauron. So Sauron is slightly ahead. And if he can take down this mill, he will be a bit more ahead. But the Trollmaster, you see, that's the one thing you need to be extremely careful about. And also this situation is dangerous, and the mill is gonna be safe for now. Avi is able to defend himself. Look, the smart movement. He's trying to cut their way, but he won't be able to. Okay, so that's good. That's good. The mill is gonna be found. The only problem here in this game is that the game is freezing from time to time, and this, you know, imagine 9 games like that. It can be quite frustrating, but hopefully it's gonna be fixed magically somehow. It's not my connection, I can tell you that much. My connection seems alright. But you need to keep in mind that I'm from Europe, I'm living in Germany, Avi is from Turkey, and Sauron is from Canada, from NA. So basically the differential, like, you know, the distance between each 3 of us is huge. So, and you are playing a very old game on a very old engine. So the legs are kind of more or less normal. Sauron is actually putting great amount of pressure, and Avi is kind of getting into this defensive formation. He still doesn't have a wolf den, which means he won't have any wolf packs or wolf riders anytime soon. He will be sticking up to the infantry for now. And also Sauron has the second hall of the Kingsmen, so he will be able to outspam his opponent. And because he has the wolf den under his control, he will also be forcing Avi to actually recruit multiple pikemen to counter his wolf riders. Hey Gilroy, thanks for tuning in, appreciate it. Glad to see you in the chat. Okay, 350 command points, 300 command points only for Avi. He is down to 2 single meals. That's the one meal and that's the second meal. That's all he got.
The men of Gondor.
Thank you so much, Slimy Jack, appreciate it. Hope you're gonna enjoy your stay. 5 power points collected now for Avi after the war chant, and his command points kept all. That the problem is he cannot recruit any more units as we are talking. He has to build more and more meals first. And his opponent is up 50% more command points. So he's up to 450 command points. He has also 5 power points collected just like Avi, which can be invested into the Fairwinds. But normally what people like to do is they want to skip the 5 and go for the Orc Summon. Elro here in the chat. Welcome, Elro here. Dude, my voice is completely gone, by the way. What the heck? 6 power points. Dude, my voice. Guys, can you hear this? Dude, my voice is like hidden now in my throat. Okay, should be good now, Sorry. Okay, 450 command points available versus 425. But it's Sauron's turn now to go for a push. He's pushing from the middle, but also from the bottom side at the same time. So as you can see, the top side is kind of clean. There is nothing. Not from Avi, not from Sauron, but the mill from Avi in the middle of the map will be taken down first. And he has still no wolf den. So he's playing with 2 Hall of the Kingsmen against 2 Hall of the Kingsmen and 1 wolf den. So it's obvious that he will be getting outspammed. And later on, there will be a fun moment with the amazing micro skill of Longshot in Fairwind, ladies and gentlemen. That's gonna be quite epic. Mr. Balin, welcome. Duke, welcome. Oh, nice. You will be defending this quite nicely. Almost 10 power points in the bank. And we have 8 power points for Sauron. So basically, as we are talking, Avi is slightly ahead. But you gotta be careful. Rayworm, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Welcome. You gotta be careful because if you summon orcs, if there are multiple wolf riders nearby, your orcs will be trampled down and they will be gone. So I'm assuming the Orc Summon from Sauron should be a bit more impactful.
I speak with the Witch King's voice. I am the Fist of Angmar.
I'm the Fist of Angmar. 600 command points available versus 425. So Avi is still down, but he has 10 power points in the bank. The question is, will he go for the Orc Summon? I think he will. Yes, he will indeed. Ideally, you want to combine this. So you want to, get at least some pikemen. That's very important. If you have no pikemen protecting those orcs, they will once again get trampled and you won't achieve anything with them. So the organization and the timing is essential, and it's the key to victory. So if he can make this work, if he can achieve great amount of damage with the Orc Summon, this game is definitely still winnable for Avi. Literally lost 2. I'm doing good, Elrohi. Thanks for asking. Appreciate it. Okay, so Orc Summon and War Chant is gonna come in clutch now. Watch this. Oh, this might be actually big, boys. That's a level 2 mill open for an attack. There is nothing from Sauron, and that's also open for an attack.
I speak with the Witch King's voice.
I speak with the Witch King's voice. So if he can take down this one, Felwind, and this one, I mean, Felwind, I think that's not gonna change too much. I think the mid is gonna be taken out regardless. There comes the Orc Summon into the War Chant, right? Yes, sir! But my lord, there is no such wars. Are you sure about that? There comes the Orc. That's a huge army from Avi. And that's gonna give him so much momentum. Now it's about expanding and it's about snowballing the lead. Because as you have seen, Sauron went for the Felwind, which didn't achieve anything for him. He still ended up losing the mill. And because of the Felwind, his 10 power point will be super delete. So he's still 5 power points away from his own Orc Summon. And Avi can make stuff happen. So if he can take down this mill, which is level 2, that's gonna be a huge achievement. But I don't think that's gonna happen. All his pikemen are dead. Now the Wolf Riders can clean up. The extroverts in the middle, they are open for a potential. Oh, Felwind from Avi now. And you cannot stand up. And the targeting the Trollmaster and the extroverts are able to take down the Wolf Riders. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen. Just like that. Dude, Felwind is such an amazing ability. You don't even need to combine this with anything, you know what I'm saying? They are like disabled for like 5 seconds, and after the 5 seconds they gotta find their horse first or wolves. They need to mount them. It literally feels like they cannot play the game for like 20 seconds, which is obviously more than enough time to take them down, and that's exactly what happened. And look at this counter push. Do you see how impactful this is? Sauron now is dropping down to 425 command points, and Avi is up to 575. With 2 Hall of the Kingsmen, no Wolf Time needed, no Wolf Riders. That's amazing, dude. I don't know what to say. The mill is gonna be frozen, and that's another 5 power points invested from Sauron for defensive purposes. And Avi doesn't have to do that. He's already at 7 power points. He's only 8 power points away from his 15, which will be a giant special summon. Oh my goodness, man. The counter push, the one push to rule them all, the snowballing effect, the momentum, you gotta take it. You gotta take everything what comes along with the momentum, and that's exactly what Avi did. Smart but small decisions can definitely change the outcome of the game, and that's exactly what happened. He was behind like over 100 command points, 150 command points, and even sometimes 200 command points most of the time, but he was holding his ground. Like Aragorn said at the Black Gate. 8 power points, so 7 away from the Giants. I mean, Giants can literally end the game, as you guys know. And the mill here is going to be taken down, but will this be enough to get Sauron back into the genes, back inside the game? Oh, okay, more orcs is coming. The mill is open for attack, but now Avi has finally his own Wolf Riders. Abu Jazar, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, 10 power points collected, boys. And 5 away. And look at the power point differential. You see that? 6 power points after the Snowbind, the Felwind and War Chant for Sauron. And we have Felwind, War Chant, Orcs, and 10 power points on top of that. So Avi is miles ahead. The mid is going to be even protected, which is very good. He's expanding very nicely, offensively and defensively at the same time, which makes it so hard to predict the positioning and the location of these mills. And 3 Hall of the Kingsmen, but can you really maintain the spam with Only 425 command points? I don't think so. I don't think so. Avi is playing so smart, you know, moving from the bottom, middle and top. He never uses the one location, which makes your movement so predictable. And when somebody can use the map really well and use all the different pathways, it's very hard to play against that. So Felvin is available for both the players. 11 power points. So that's becoming oh, the war chant. I don't know. Felvin from Avi, and maybe Felvin also from Smoky, from Sauron. I keep saying Smoky all the time. Sorry for that.
I am the fist of Angmar.
Okay, I mean obviously he was able to win this fight because of war chant differential, but Avi was able to collect enough power points. There comes the Felvin now from Sauron to catch those wolf riders. He will be able to take them down. Yes. No, he wasn't actually. They were able to get away barely. That's very good. There comes the war chant from Avi. He's pushing from the top location. 13 power points in the bank. We gotta keep an eye on the map, on the power points, because he's only 2 power points away from getting this giant summon unlocked. And the giant summon can take down the fortress in a few seconds. I mean, to be honest, Angmar can use the snowbind to kind of buy yourself time, but I don't know if this is gonna be enough to actually defend against that in long terms. And we have Wildmen of Dunland with the torches in their hands, and they are hitting like a truck, taking down the wolf den like it's nothing, like it's made of paper. And Avi is up to 700 command points in total. 700 command points in total, boys. And the White Summon from Sauron, oh, okay, I don't know if the White Summon can actually do something, but if Avi can be a bit more patient and wait with the Giant Summon until his Orc Summon is back up, and he uses that all together in combination, I think that would be a better choice. Don't rush it now. You can wait like 10 seconds. It's not a big deal. And you also need pikemen. He doesn't want to wait. He doesn't want to wait. I mean, there is so much pressure on the players. It's the grand finals at the end of the day, and Avi is the one who has to win the first best of 9. That's very important. The Hall of the Kingsmen #1 is going to be the target. It's going to be taken down. And the White Summon, oh, the Whites though, they are actually crushing those giants. Holy moly, what? Oh, look at them, boys. They have the, you know, glowing eyes. Don't joke with them. They are chunking. They are chunking. You will be able to take down the level 3 mill. You need to use Snowbind on this one. You need, oh yeah, Snowbind is going to be used. That's going to buy him some time. The Orc Summon will be used behind, but the Snowbind doesn't last forever. And you will, the giant's gone. I mean, that's a good investment, but Sauron is gonna call it GG, and that's it, boys. Avi, the Turkish player, gets the first W in the best of 9. We have the blue Man of the West player Sauron against the red Mordor player Avi on the other side. This is the beautiful and epic map Forts of Isen, and there cannot be a grand finale without the map Forts of Isen in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, I get it. Some people love this map a lot, but some people hate it, which I can understand the mixed feelings, because, I mean, obviously you don't want to see the map over and over and over again. And me, for my part, I've eventually played more than 10,000 games on this map already in Battle for Middle-earth 1. So, you know, at some point you will get bored of that. But we can always see it at least one single time in a series, and that's exactly how this is being happening in this tournament, because each map can only be played once on. We have 9 different maps. Basically, every single game will be played on a different map every single time. 3 slaughterhouses, Haradrim Palace coming up for Avi. On the other side, we see farm coming up for Sauron. It looks like you want to build up an offensive barracks. And would you look at this? The placement of the barracks, very offensively. And Haradrim Palace opening, which might lead Avi to actually Easterlings to creep, but the soldiers, they will crash those Easterlings in a few seconds. And this creates so much pressure, but oh my goodness, Avi, look, Avi is blind countering his opening, guys.
I will represent the men of Gondor.
Rand, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Hope you're gonna enjoy your stay. Thank you. Hey Rabbi, welcome. And we will have an Orc Pit coming up next. So the thing is, he's gonna build a second barracks, which is very important, because if you don't do that, you have nothing to defend yourself with. And if he goes for the soldiers, that's gonna be a perfect moment. Like, you know, it feels like Avi in his home has like a vision of Palantir, and he can see in the mind of his opponent. He can read him like a book. And he's gonna get so hard countered, you can't even imagine that. He's gonna be so countered now. doesn't even go for the spearman. He waits for a second soldier, and both of them will be wrecked by the Haradrim Lancers. Dude, that's so unlucky. That's I don't know what to say. Oh, oh my goodness, the timing too. Now, Mordor has vision until this moment, until this point. And the second he will see them, look what's gonna happen. Yeah, you see? They now know they need to return. And now Sauron is able to see this level to Haradrim Palace. The thing is, he's gonna eventually use even Warchant on his location, but that's not gonna change too much. Or Rallying Call. He might eventually... Oh, did he miss it? He missed the Warchant, but I think if you even hit like 1 or 2 units, it's still gonna apply on the full battalion. The slaughterhouse has been taken down. The game is literally freezing, boys. Literally freezing. But, you know, even with the Rallying Call, they will still be taken down in a few seconds. Corsairs to counter the pikemen. Nice micro from Avi. The only good thing for Sauron in the situation is, yes, he was able to destroy one of the slaughterhouses, and also he was buying time for himself, right? It means during all this time, Sauron himself is untouched, and he has now a stable up on the field for the Gondor Knights. But he has only one single barracks, so if he loses this barracks, it's all over, you know? Talos, welcome. Zephi, welcome. Okay, so... he will lose his barracks. There is no way he can save this. But the one thing is, he has no Easterlings, right? So basically, the Gondor Knight can clean this up. He has 0 Easterlings on the field. The Corsairs are dealing a lot of damage to the buildings too with the firebombs from a safe distance. In the Gondor Knights, they will be just arriving like Gandalf, precisely when they mean to. In one trample is all it takes, and not hold ground stands just in time. But it wouldn't change too much. And the Gondor Knights will be able to save the barracks. Now there comes a counter commitment, and he knows that Sauron has a stable. He knows that. It means he also knows that he has nothing to defend himself with against those Haradrim Lancers. So now is the time for Avi to deal some counter damage. The builder will be in trouble, will be building a wall up just in time to get in safety. Okay, so in the meantime, the barracks is still remaining on the field, but I think that's a very smart move from Avi Heavy Boys. He's going forward, knowing that he doesn't need to be worried about any pikemen. He knows there is no secondary barracks, there is nothing that can counter those Haradrim Lancers. Ivan, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. 3 power points in the bank. The slaughterhouse is gonna be saved actually. The Easterlings are able to defend this. The game is literally freezing from time to time, and that's very unfortunate for a Grand Finals game. Normally it's not like this, guys, I'm letting you know. So the farm has 0 protection, will be definitely taken down. The Easterlings, they gotta kind of defend this against Gondor Knights. I don't know how good it is to chase down those spearmen. But you see this? You see this? How much damage he will be dealing in return. It's gonna be amazing for Avi. This farm is gonna be taken down. This one is almost down as well. 350 command points against 350. But trust me, I think Avi it sounds crazy, but I think Avi is in a better situation. I think Avi is in a better situation, boys. Because he is so, you know, this can't create so much pressure anymore, because first of all, Avi knows that. And second thing is, it's very close to the production buildings of Avi, so he will be able to produce units all the time. But Sauron is so far away from the location of his own side, and he has no pikemen nearby. So the Lancers from Avi can keep doing what they just did. Oh, he should cancel this. That's gonna be bad. Gonna get level 2 now, yes? Yeah, level 2 now. That's bad though. Oh, nice micro from Sauron. Trampling down the Corsairs. Very good, very good. Okay, one more trample. 400 command points in the bank. And Hajami, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. We're gonna enjoy your stay. I mean, there is constantly fight going on, but as long as the barracks is remaining on the field, Sauron should be able to create some sort of pressure. I will be used for the double buff. Fortune plus I, they are able to stack with each other, as you guys know. So they have like 83% more damage and 83% more armor against 50% more damage and 50% more armor. But the Gondor Knights, they will get... Oh, that was really close. They are almost level 2, but they are not level 2 quite yet. You need to build a well for the recovery. But, I mean, the quality goes over quantity situation, right? The counter system is crazy. Basically, orcs, they can't do anything about the situation, and the Easterlings are getting wrecked by the Gondor soldiers. Now we get Rohan Spearman units on the field. But Sauron is actually able to hold his opponent in this location, but not really, right? Because Avi is expanding at the same time at the bottom left side. Would you look at that? Slaughterhouse, slaughterhouse, slaughterhouse. So he will get additional money in kind of punishing his opponent to be focused on one single location of the map. So macro and also expanding offensively is actually very important. And that's a very risky build order to do. Because he has 0 pikemen around this location. It means even if he goes for the archers, they will get trampled down one single time and they are gone. So you need to kind of make sure to build another barracks on this location, which is easier said than done because he has not that much money. That's the problem.
Awaken, my warriors!
Awaken, my warriors! Everyone should reboot next match. I think so as well. I mean, I've started my PC for the first time today just to cast this tournament game. I don't think I need to reboot my PC, but I think eventually Sauron and Ave they gotta do this. But I don't even think that this has something to do with the PC. That's like with connection, you know what I'm saying? So there comes a push now from Sauron, and we have 475 command points available for Sauron, and we have also 475 command points available for Ave. There is a level 2 slaughterhouse, which means 75 command points in total, which I believe is gonna be taken down. Because as we are talking, he has nothing to kill those, maybe with the Corsairs though. They are level 2, they are recovering slowly but surely, and fire bombs can hit like a truck. I want to focus on this one, because this farm is equally as important. And that's what I'm talking about, you see? That's what I'm talking about, boys. He's trying to body block them, but it's not gonna help, right? And that's the thing, that's the punishment. He has 0 pikemen around this location, and there is nothing he can do to deal with the Haradrim Lancers. He can't deal with them. Oh, but in the meantime, the slaughterhouse number 1 is going to be taken down. The slaughterhouse number 2 is also going to be taken down. That's a huge achievement, which means minus 150 command points in total for the Mordor player Ave. We have 500 command points against 400. The thing is, those Easterlings, they won't be able to finish off this farm anymore, I believe. But there is still one Haradrim Lancer battalion. So the archers, they are slowly but surely taking care of this. But in the meantime, this farm is open for a potential attack. So it's gonna be definitely taken down. He might rebuild it. He has rebuilt a pick, by the way, and he might try to defend this one. But again, he gotta find a solution for this in long term. So basically, he needs a barracks. That's the long-term solution. Otherwise, that's gonna happen over and over again. Rebuild has been used to save this farm. That's gonna give him actually such a huge advantage in the command points department, but not that much in the power points department. Because once again, like in the previous game, he picked all the 5 power points from the Spellbook of Men. So Rallying Call has been picked, Rebuild has been picked, and also Heal has been picked. While Mordor has Warchant and I, they are actually pretty good, very strong 5 power points because they provide you with double buff. And then he can save up for the 10, which can be Industry. And once again, you know, Mordor is expanding offensively, which is very good for Ave. And so far as we are talking, Sauron wasn't even able to get one single time at the bottom side of the map. So if this goes like this, those slaughterhouses, trust me on that one, they will eventually level up to level 2 and maybe even level 3. So Sauron has to make sure to scout a bit more and check the side lanes. That's very important. Okay. 8 power points in the bank, 450 command points available. And 550 command points available for Sauron. And Sauron is going for a big push. We have spearmen and soldiers in one single Gondor Knight. The question is how impactful this push is gonna be. Haradrim Lancers are no match against Gondor Knights. The Orc Pit is gonna be the target, and that's the first and only Orc Pit from Ave, and it's gonna be taken down now. No more Orc Pit, boys. Looks like meat is not back on the menu, boys. Ten power points collected. Nearly 10 power points collected. I mean, the only good thing for Avi is the bottom side. You know, he has 4 on the bottom side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wargen is going to be used defensively, but it's not going to change the fact that the slaughterhouse is going to get bursted down. There are not many Easterlings, and Gondor Knights are now able to trample. And yeah, I mean, he's falling apart. He has industry, but where you want to use it on? At the bottom side? I mean, it's also very risky. So you need to kind of gamble and hope that he won't come to the bottom side anytime soon. Because if he does that, you have zero protection on your slaughterhouses. Now we have to transition into the Rangers too, so basically even harder now for Mordor. We have Gothmog as the first hero. Look, this Freddy Krueger looks like very handsome, you know, Tinder profile picture. Oh my goodness. Oh, we have also a hero from Man. Who's this? Am I blind? He has a hero there, right? No, he doesn't. Industry is still available, but yeah.
I will represent the men of Gondor.
Go away, you got this.
Go out, you got this. Okay, so industry is available, but he's not using it yet, which is kind of understandable because now Man was able to find all these slaughterhouses at the bottom side, every single one of them. The farm, level 2, the farm is level 2, archer range level 2, barracks level 2, and stable level 1. So now, oh, Gothmog, use Fury at least? No. I mean, Ave is falling behind, and Man is kind of snowballing now at this point. I mean, losing all these 3 is gonna hurt him, as we are talking 650 command points for Sauron and 400 for Ave. He has used industry on a slaughterhouse where? I don't even know where. Oh, here, on this one. My bad, I didn't see that. So he's gonna get some money from it, but nah, he's gonna demolish everything, boys. He knows nothing he can do can change this game, and game over. Ave has been defeated, and the score after the second game is gonna be 1-1. But we shall see. We have the blue Isengard player Sauron on the left side versus the red Goblin player Ave on the right side. So Goblins are struggling in the current meta against Angmar and Mordor and Elves, and they have not really great matchups. It's still lagging. It's still lagging, boys. I don't know why this is so lagging though. I have no clue. Two tunnels, and we have 2 farms, 2 slaughterhouses. Sorry, try again. 2 furnaces. I've literally named every single resource building in the game. 2 furnaces and 2 tunnels. We have a Goblin Cave start, and we might see a clan setting. Yes, sir. Clan setting start it is indeed. Because Weapon of the Unland, they are very reliable in this matchup. So when you play Isengard against Mordor or Isengard against Goblins, it's very good to start with clan setting, because your Weapon of the Unland, they are much more affordable, and you can still win the 1v1 situation against orcs and, you know, in this case the Goblins. All you want is kick out your brother from your internet. He's dumb, trust me. Oh, he has a brother using internet connection. I'm wondering what he's doing. 2 furnaces, clan setting into the 3rd furnace. 2 tunnels, Goblin Cave into the 3rd tunnel. Some locations in Germany did... Can 2 bets on phone? I don't think so. I don't think so. Like phone, iOS, or you know, even Android has like really a lot of restrictions. Now we have a Goblin Cave number 2. So the OG Goblin spam action is back on the menu, boys. Nab and Necro, schön, dass du hier bist. Wildman of the Unland. And on the other side, we see Goblin Warriors. So at some point of the game, Goblins gotta find a transition into the Spider Pit, into the Spider Riders, or also into the Half-Troll Swordmen. Lit G98, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Come on, boys, Avi. Dude, this guy already put him into the boys clan. That doubled his chance now for a victory. Am I right, Rocky? And Uruk-Pit is coming up as the 2nd production building. So Wildman of the Unland. You have also the chance to give them for 200 the torches, which will pretty much act like a siege hammer from the Guardians. They will hit very hard, but keep in mind, unlike the Guardians, they are not very tanky, so you can still take them down quite easily. In a 2v1 situation, Goblins, they should be easily able to win this. But in a 1-on-1 situation, we cannot see the same. Okay. It's about out-spamming and outnumbering your opponent. When you play Goblin spam, that's all it matters. You wanna always outnumber him. 2v1, 3v1, 5v1, 10v2. These are the, you know, pretty much skirmishes you are looking for. And finally, Isengard action for my friend Isengard in the chat. Warchan is available for goblins, and Warchan is also available for Isengard. This, you know, this goblins, they shouldn't be able to achieve too much. And it's nice body blocking here to protect this tunnel, very important. And of course, in a 2v1 situation, once again, or 3v1 situation, the Wildmen of Dunland, they have no chance. That's why you... Oh, the builder! That's where the fun begins, boys. The builder has been sniped down. That's very good. These goblins, they already achieved more than they should, to be honest with you guys. They lurked around to find the one opportunity to shine bright like a diamond, and they did. My good friends, shine bright like a diamond indeed. Taking down a builder with one single goblin warrior, that's huge achievement. And there comes the big push now with 3 goblins. The furnace will be surrounded. Clumping is very important. That's the only way you can maximize your DPS and make sure that you can take down the furnace before your goblins are gonna die to the crossbowmen and Wildmen of Dunland. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. So that's a very good start, but in the meantime, you see what Ave is doing, boys. He is always keeping some goblins inside the tunnel and getting them out whenever he needs them to defend himself. But the problem is, if the Wildmen of Dunland, as you can see the numbers, right? If they can attack your tunnel like that, it's already a win-win situation because they will end up stealing money from you all the time. Definitely not Nico. Thanks for the first time subbing to the channel. Appreciate it. Really means a lot. Thank you. For the huge support.
Definitely _ Nico _ neck just subscribed. Welcome to Beyond Standards crew.
Thank you, my friends. Okay, so after the first couple of minutes, we can see Ave is up to 550 command points in total. He has 2 power points in the bank after the Warchan. On the other side, we have the same power points collected for Sauron, but he's down to 400 command points only. And I can tell you one thing, when it's about snowballing, the goblins are the best. You know, if they get a lead, holy guacamole, guys. And Big Boy PP once again with the 100 BD bomb. Thank you, Uncle PP, for your children again, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Uncle Peppy for your children again, bro XD.
Thank you very much. I mean, not even a joke. I was actually planning to open for my you know, daughter and son like a separate bank account, especially for my son. My daughter has it already, you know, and give them some money every month, and you know, make sure that they have like a good kickoff when they get 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what's gonna happen. I don't know how long I will be living for. And the last thing what I want is, if something happens to me, that my children are gonna be in a bad spot, you know what I'm saying? So I need to take care of them. Oh, the Spider Riders! Perfect moment. Dude, Avi is playing out of his mind. Out of his mind. He was also creeping at the same time, putting lots of pressure on Sauron. Sauron is in a very defensive formation. And you know, the Spider Riders just in the perfect time. And there was a huge push, by the way, because this one had even a war chant and even the torches on this Wildmen of Dunland. So he's not only able to defend this attack, but also he's actually killing so much money from his opponent. It's unbelievable. David, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Grace, welcome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We have 250 viewers, guys. Thank you. The builder is gonna get in safety. There is a wall up. He will be just fine for now, but the Spider Riders, they shouldn't lose any time, you know. The wall up is pretty much indestructible for the Spider Riders, so losing time to take it down is going to be a waste of time. The Goblins, they are the fastest, so you cannot disengage. Oh my goodness, he's looking. Oh, the poison! You see this against the pikeman? Pew pew pew pew from a. Oh, nice micro, very nice micro from Ave, and now he is looking for a chance. You see this? Like, the micro is very important with the mobile units like this, but he doesn't want to risk the biscuit. The problem is, those Spider Riders, they are very expensive units. They cost 600 each battalion, so basically if you lose them, you're not only gonna lose 600, but also you will feed your opponent a lot of power points and also experience points. So it's better to actually play safe, and what you can always do is you can keep your distance and keep shooting from a safe distance. The thing is, your DPS as a range unit is not the greatest, but it's consistent. So you will deal constantly damage to your opponent's units every single time. His brother is probably watching what Beyond Standards hits your internet like a truck, dude. You can watch on 160p. Hey, Super Banjo. Dude, I'm feeling bad for you, my friend. But trust me, Super Bencho, I will give you some private lesson, you know, in Battle for Middle-earth 1, and then you will hit like a truck. Sharku is on the field. Sharku is a great hero to definitely counter the Spider Riders. It's very good. And we have a lot of them at the bottom side. 3 battalions actually. And you need some sort of counter to this, to be honest with you. Like now he has 4 battalion. This army is looking dangerous to me. And the only chance you can actually kill them as Isengard is the Uruk pikemen. But again, these are horse archers and also horses at the same time. But Sharku, the splash! Dude, if Sharku gets to hit, he will kill multiple units at the same time. You see level 2 in a second. Now he can keep chasing them down all the time and not give him the chance to even play the game anymore with the Spider Riders, which will kind of force Abe to split them. You know, if you don't split them, the Sharku can just keep chasing you all the time. Beautiful trample, beautiful trample. In the meantime, we have more and more goblins coming. Lord Morpho, thanks for the primus for the 3rd month, my man. Thank you for the huge support. 3 months already. Thank you.
Lord_Mofo just resubscribed for 3 months. Ahoy. Thank you, bro, for the content and for keeping my childhood games alive less than 3.
Thank you very much, appreciate it. But the real hero in this tournament is Obtain Humanity, because only thanks to his donation, this cash prize tournament was actually possible for 64 players. So, but once again, thanks for your kind words, man, appreciate it. The tunnel is going to be taken down by Sharku. Sharku is level 3 now. And in BFME 2, by the way, Sharku can actually steal the enemy cavalry units when he's level 10. Would be actually kind of crazy. Imagine that. You can steal all these Spider Riders if you want to, you know? Big commitment, big trample, big push, big punishment. War chant. But the furnace level 2 is open for attack and it's going to be taken down, ladies and gentlemen. We have also the Spider Allies special summon in the meantime. That's going to hurt the economy from Sauron a lot. He's going to drop down to 400 command points. And I'm telling you one thing. Sauron is playing out of his mind. He's playing out of his mind in this game. Both players have still the chance to dodge one single time, but it's a best of 9. So losing 1 or 2 games doesn't really matter, because we have seen in the finals of the winner bracket between Smokey and Sauron was 3-0 behind, you know, and then he was still able to work his way up to the grand finals by finishing off as 5-4 victory. So he knows how to play from behind. Maybe he can still turn this around. And sometimes you also gotta, you know, get lucky with the matchups. After all, Pikeman, lots of pressure. He's dropping down to 300 command points only. It means he has only these 2 furnaces. It's all he got. He has barely any units around. He has Devastation, which was used recently, but he's gonna be command points capped, so he cannot even recruit any more units. He has Lourdes and Sharku, but what can Lourdes and Sharku do against such a reckless seed? The answer is absolutely nothing. I mean, they are very strong, but there are just too many of them, you know, too many of them. 250 command points versus 900 command points. It's an incredible lead, and I don't see tomorrow anymore for the Isengard army, and Goblins shall be victorious, and the song Down Down to Goblin Town shall be played in the towns of Orthanc, Isengard. War chant, half troll swordmen, that's the strongest goblins can ever get. Half trolls, pikemen and spider riders, that's the biggest transition you can do. I mean, obviously you can also recruit cave trolls, but the thing is, infantry wise and cavalry wise, that's the strongest you can get. I mean, basically you can also recruit, you know, say it, the fire drakes, but they are just too expensive, you know. Sharku cannot really do much about the situation. There are just too many of them to deal with. There is a small counter push. He's trying to achieve something, but this attack, even if he would ignore this army won't be able to deal too much damage to goblins. Because as we are talking, he has a spider pit level 2, fissure level 1, 2 goblin caves, tunnels, fortress around, tunnel level 2, tunnel level 2. So he's getting so much money at this point, you know? The Uruk pit is going to be taken down. The War pit, the Warclare is going to be taken down as well. Sharku keeps chasing all the time, but I mean, he's low. Maybe at this point it's just good when you turn and fight him back or something, you know? I mean, if he loses the Uruk pit, he has only the clan setting level 3. Level 3 buildings are acting like a tower and also having like a really lot of HP, 6000 HP. But against this army, this doesn't really matter too much, you know? The Spider Riders and also the After all, he can still take it down in a few seconds. Beautiful trample once again into the extroverse. And the thing is, as you can see, right, if you get a lead, if Ave gets a lead, he will never give Sauron the chance to come back, to recover. He will keep attacking him all the time, and the second he sees a furnace, he will be able to destroy it. So what happens at this point is, Sauron is not giving up, right? He's trying to recover, he's trying to build more and more furnaces, but the problem is he has no army to keep these furnaces protected. And Ave, the second he sees them, he's able to destroy them. So it's like an endless loop, and eventually it will end up, you know, we will see eventually some cave trolls or even some mountain giants for the siege. The only problem is those heroes are getting stronger and stronger, right? This guy is level almost 6, level 7 is gonna unlock the Man-Eater, which will make him super tanky. 100% more armor, and he will be basically like, you gotta think about this like the find the orc to eat ability from a mountain troll, but this one is actually healing you up to full HP, you know? And on top of that, you get also 50% more damage and 100% more tankiness. Oh, that trample incoming. Oh, that's not the best trample in the world. He will lose a lot of spider riders here. That was a bad commitment in my opinion. Lourdes is on Carnage, taking care of this Goblin warriors. He has 12 power points collected. The 15 is gonna lead you to the Field of Fires. But the problem is, Field of Fires can only give you money if you actually, you know, have lumber mills. And he has no lumber mills. And the thing is, even if he builds them, he won't have the chance to protect them. And also this map doesn't have too much wood around the main area, around this area. This is the main area, which is the easiest to be protected, and there is not enough wood. Big commitment, after all, Swordman boys, they don't care. They just don't care. They will take it down in a few seconds. Sharku is coming. Half Trolls cannot be trampled down. The clan setting level 3 is going down. There is no doubt about that. And we have in total 5 power points collected after the Tainted Land. Tainted Land, Warchan and Spiders. So 15 is gonna lead you to the Whiteman of Dan, to the Seed, to the Watcher, or even to the Darkness if I'm not mistaken. But I think you need a bit more than that to actually take down the enemy fortress. Lourdes is throwing the sword, but he's just too low. He cannot do anything. The thing is, he can just kill the Sharku too, right? Yeah, he can kill the Sharku. Look at them boys. They are so strong, the South Trolls. That's unbelievable. Hey, Imperialist in the chat. Welcome, my friend. Glad to see you around. 1000 command points available for Ave. Ave has improved a lot. I mean, for somebody who's playing this game maybe like 2.5, 3 years, I think he joined for the first time to the World Championship 2020. So he's actually playing this game less than 2 years, and he has improved a lot to not only make it really far, but also to win events against players like Smoky and Sauron. That's very, very impressive. But this series isn't over yet. It's gonna be only 2-1 if Ave wins that. Gotta do something about this leg, though. Yeah, but what you gotta do? You gotta ask your brother to actually stop using your internet while you're playing, you know? Sharku can't do anything about the situation. He gotta wait and recover. Lourdes throwing his sword, using Carnage, but the second they turn on him, he will be getting one-shotted by this half-troll swordman. Yeah, he's gone. The Goblin warriors with the poison bleeds. 10 power points in the bank. Spiders will be special summoned for the second time. The furnace with industry on it. So he was for... The thing is, it's like the industry from Isengard is actually a very bad one. Because in order to unlock it, you first of all gotta unlock the Vision of Palantir, which is normally not the best spell in the world. That's why Mordor is so much greater in order to reach the, you know, Vision of Palantir. So basically, I mean the industry, you know? You need to only pick up the Eye of Sauron, that's it. And Eye of Sauron is so much better than Vision of Palantir. But the thing is, Isengard has the choice to go for the Devastation anyway. So, Palantir has been used. So they can die a bit fast. And the fortress is going down. Sauron has been defeated, boys. And that's the game number 3. And the score is going to be 2 for Ave and 1 for Sauron. So, dude, Goblin mirror match on a map like Jungles of Farharat, that's going to be absolute fiesta. It's very macro-based faction on a very micro-based map. We have the red Goblin player Ave at the top side versus the blue Goblin player Sauron at the bottom side. This can be actually quite interesting. Normally, I don't like, you know, mirror matches a lot, but I think this one on a map like this can be quite fun. And Ave likes to play the Goblin faction a lot. He was, playing Goblins all the time until Goblins got kind of bad in this, in this meta. But in a mirror match on a neutral host, nobody can complain. 2 tunnels into the Goblin Cave. It's better, yeah. It's actually really feeling much, much better. On the other side, we see 2 tunnels into the Goblin Cave, into the 3rd tunnel. Okay, so it actually seems like it's, it feels much, much better. Zampy, thanks for the 100 BD bomb, man. Thank you for the huge support, brother. Appreciate it. Means a lot.
A wizard is never late. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
He arrives precisely when he means to. Hey Yoda, welcome. Glad to see you in the chat. Congrats on your W, my friend. And Yoda, you love to see this, Yoda. Watch this at the bottom right side of your screen. We've accomplished the goal of the charity, my friend. And Zook, thanks for the 10 bits. Appreciate it. Thank you. 3 tunnels, Goblin Cave into the 2nd Goblin Cave. And we have the same situation also for Sauron. 3 tunnels, Goblin Cave into the 2nd Goblin Cave. But the thing about this situation and about this matchup is that you need to use your side lanes as greatly as you potentially can. So basically expanding in the side lanes here, but also here around this location is very important, as well as capturing those signal fires in the middle of the map, which will provide you with a lot of vision control. So you will be able to see way more, which is king. And also what you can do in this matchup is you can invest 500 into your fortress, which will unlock your cave beds upgrade, and you will also get the chance to see a lot. Big Boy PP once again for the 100 BD bomb. Once again, it's one of these days. Thank you, dude. Thank you, Uncle. Big Boy PP, appreciate it.
Once again, it's one of those days.
Fiesta time, yes sir, Fiesta time. The tunnel is gonna be actually safe, that's good, very good. And the thing is, Abe was even using War Chant for this push, so he has no more War Chant, and now Sauron might actually go for a counterattack with his own War Chant. He has an offensive tunnel, and Abe is gonna do the same. So you see, they are actually playing this exactly the same, The location of the tunnel, the way they are moving. I mean, Abe is playing a bit more aggressively, which is definitely something I like to see a lot. I don't like defensive players that much, because the offensive players, they give you the chance to actually have like a non-stop action. And Impy also likes Goblins a lot, right? Impy, you also like the Goblin faction a lot. You have no power here, Gandalf the Grey. Oh, big push is incoming. Does he have any? He has only one single Goblin warrior inside the tunnel. Now the question is, that still only counts as one. Now the question is, can Abe defend this by only losing one single tunnel, or will he eventually lose more than one tunnel? If this push can destroy this tunnel also, that's gonna be actually a very good achievement, because as we are talking, Sauron is kinda able to defend himself. These 2 tunnels are very important to be kept alive. He lost the one in the front, but he also destroyed one in the back. So Abe is trying to body block. Sneaky little hobbitses. I should have actually disabled the sound effects for the grand finals when I think about it.
You have my sword.
Orfea, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. You have my sword, you have my bow, and my axe. Or my sax. Dude, I've been watching too many Lord of the Ring meme videos, guys. Sorry for that. Okay, so goblins are coming. Abe is pushing. Abe is putting lots of pressure on his opponent. My sweetie. Janos, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. I'm saying Janos, I don't want to say the other word. 3 power points collected versus 1 power point. Lots of action. Looks like my Rohan Rush strategy didn't work it yet. I told you, you will actually kind of handicap yourself. It's like a too high risk with maybe a little bit reward if your opponent cannot handle the situation, It's just too risky. 3 Goblin Caves to rule them all. We have also 3 Goblin Caves into the fissure. So in this matchup, the breaking point early on is actually a cave troll. Cave trolls are important as hell in this situation, because they have the capability and the chance to smash lots of goblins on the ground. And ideally, you should be actually picking up a tray in your hands, This way you can hit more than 1 unit at the same time, which can be once again be massive to deal with massive amount of goblin spam. And Abe is not doing this yet. Abe keeps spamming goblins only for now, which will give him a bit more early presence. But if you cannot find a transition very soon, his presence is going to become less and less impactful. and Sauron should be easily able to handle this, because when there is one thing Goblins struggling a lot is the archer damage. So basically they have the worst archers pretty much in the entire game, and they have not even the transition possibility. That's the only archer you can recruit all game long, and they are not very good against monsters, and even less good against flyers. So the cave troll is the breakpoint number 1, and the second and the more important breakpoint is actually Dragon Lord. So whoever gets Dragon Lord first in this matchup on a map like this has potentially like an Exodia card of Yu-Gi-Oh! You have like all the odds on your side to win this match, you know? We have 450 command points for Sauron, 650 for Ave. So Ave is expanding in the side lanes, that's what I'm talking about. Sauron doesn't that much. There is a sneaky little tunnel at the bottom side. But for now, you have actually Goblins against Goblins pretty much all the time.
I will represent the men of Gondor.
Topaloğlu, hoş geldin, sefalar getirdin. İyi ki geldin. Sweet, yeah, dude. I know how to read that, but I refuse it sometimes, you know. Hey, Balindru, glad to see you in the chat, bro. Maxis. Oh, Gondor, yeah. Oh, the poison arrows. The thing is, against this troll, it's eventually much more effective than against the mountain trolls, because mountain trolls can always looks like meat back on the menu, boys, and he's back to full HP, you know. Definitely not Nico after following, subbing. Now he's also gifting us up to Avery Lancia. Thank you very much, appreciate it. Really means a lot.
Just gifted 1 subs. What a pirate.
What a pirate, indeed. Thank you. Oh, nice shot, dude. The troll is out of his mind. You see, that's what I'm talking about. Imagine like 2 trolls, everything would be goners. He killed so much. But Avi is playing out of his mind. Like, the guy is expanding so nicely. Look at the minimap. Look at the left side of your screen. Tunnel. Like, tunnel in the middle, signal fire under his control. He's controlling this left area, but Sauron doesn't control the right area. So there is no split. Avi is definitely ahead. Oh, but the Spider Ally is coming in clutch now, boys. The Spider Ally is coming in clutch now. We shall see how impactful they can be. Okay. The tunnel level 2, that's huge, by the way. That's a very good achievement if you can take it down. That's minus 75 command points, but also on top of that, it's gonna slow down the playstyle of Avi a lot. Because the tunnel next to your Goblin caves is the most important tunnel of the Goblin faction. Because the thing is, you can get out and get in. Get out, get in, get out, get in. And when you now have to walk to this tunnel first, that's not a big deal, but those 5 to 10 seconds actually matters a lot in high skill gameplay. Lots of pressure now on Avi. In the meantime, he's also defending himself. He will be eventually able to find the tunnel. I mean, this rubble is gonna rebuild itself. The problem is, if you don't destroy this, it's gonna rebuild itself over time. He's now moving from the other side. He will be finally able to see all these sneaky tunnels from Avi. We have 700 command points for Sauron and 675 command points for Avi. He has also 10 power points in his bank. He has also cave trolls on the field. And now he will also get the chance to summon his own spiders to go for a counterattack. No, he went for the Untamed Allegiance. Okay, and he used it. Hold on, where did he use it? On a Warclear? Yes, dude, guys, please, look the recruit time. Do you see this? Do you see the recruit time of the Warclear? What is this, like 5 seconds? You can do that. I'm telling you, this is not a bad ability. For many years, I was always thinking that this is a horrible ability, but after seeing this now a couple of times in action, I changed my mind. This on when you can unlock it early game, you know, I mean, it's gonna be more and more useless in the mid to late game once those layers are all gone, but early game it can give you such a spike. Now you can recruit multiple of these wargs all the time in a few seconds, and you can get additional units on the field from a different location. Oh, war chants? They're afraid. They don't want to shoot. They don't want to attack. Troll against troll. May the better troll win. It's going all right, Rexer. Thank you very much for asking. Appreciate it. I mean, we had like a technical difficulties at the beginning of the stream because it was lagging a little bit too much. But now, luckily, we fixed the problems, and now we are ready for the game number 4. it's a best of 9 grand finals. Sauron moving from the winner bracket, Abe moving from the loser bracket. If Abe wins this best of 9, we will have another best of 9 to determine the champion of the spring tournaments. And by the way, I mean, no player is losing anything. So the loser of the series is gonna get still $300 just for losing, you know. But I mean, he was obviously making it to the grand finals. But the winner is gonna get the double, $600. So 300 more or less. That's the question. The tunnel, level 1. There are 2 tunnels next to each other. Very interesting. I mean, that's one way to increase your command points, I guess. Oh my goodness. Army worthy of the Goblin town. Maybe even fire drakes could be nice when I think about it. Because I believe the Goblin faction doesn't have the DPS you need to burst down those fire drakes fast enough. And if you cannot burst them fast enough, they can actually roast you. Literally. What is this, dude? Avi is building like... Is he gonna move with all of that together? Q and then right click on the fortress? 450 command points for Sauron, 925 for Avi, boys. That's the differential in the command points. More than double the command points available for the player from Turkey. And Avi, holy guacamole, is playing out of his mind. Okay, lots of cave trolls on the field, lots of pressure. Avi is moving now from everywhere, and it feels like a Black Gate mission in which Sauron is trying to defend with like 2 squads of Gondor warriors against 1,000
I will represent the men of Gondor.
Huge win, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Hope you're gonna enjoy your stay. Did you know that you can use that 10 power point layer conversion skill into your production buildings? Yeah, I know, of course. But it, you know, for the Goblins, it doesn't even feel that bad, to be honest with you. But other factions like Angmar, for example, it feels really bad in my opinion, right? I mean, Goblins have the chance to use it on Spider Pit, Fissure, and Goblin Cave. So you can use it on 3 of your production buildings, but it's really bad for Angmar, in my opinion, right? Because where are you gonna use it on? On your Troll and Wolf Den? That sounds horrible. I mean, for Angmar, for Goblins, it's actually pretty good. But for Angmar, it's bad. The Worm special summon will be used now, and there we go, boys. The DPS is crazy. 2 hits, it's all it takes, I believe, right? Or 3 hits? Yeah, barely 3 hits. It's surviving with like 1 HP, but it's not gonna be game-changing at this point, because he has 1,000 command points in the bank. He's super rich. He has a lot of map control, and, you know, Sauron is down to Goblin Town, and there is nothing he can do. The Worm is gonna roast everything. The location is bad though, because you want to position the Worm here, as the fire will be actually hitting more than 1 building at the same time. But the Goblin Caves are so weak that you can one-shot them anyway. They have only 1,500 HP. So just like a Orc Pit, the weakest production buildings in the entire game. 5 power points after the spiders. And we have also seen the Worm, by the way, from Sauron. He's doing the same thing. The Troll is getting knocked down. Troll is actually tanky, dude. The guy needs like 3 hits. Look, the Troll is brave, dude. A 1v1. A Cave Troll versus the Worm. Oh, he's gonna kill those Barrow expansions, which each of them gives 75 command points, but they're also tanky. Would you look at that? They need also 3 hits to be destroyed by the Worm. Okay, 6 power points collected now after the Worm, but Avi is everywhere at this point, right? He's like overwhelming his opponents from every single location. This is the last remaining level 3 tunnel, and it's not gonna be remaining for a long time. And this dude Avi is on fire, and Sauron has to watch out. Like, I'm telling you, Sauron, that's the thing, that's karma, and that is like Avi. There's like a win-win situation. If Avi wins against Sauron, it's not gonna only be the champion of the spring tournament, but also taking his revenge, because he was the only one who was able to defeat Avi in this tournament. He was the one who was kicking him down from the winner to the loser's bracket. But he didn't get defeated, he got injured. And now he's recovering. He's looking to get inside the genes of Canada and find his redemption. 8 power points collected, and Sauron is suffering. At this point, it's like a suffering situation. There is not much you can do about this, you know. 10 power points in the bank, and yeah, I don't know what to say. Goblins, the most favorite faction of Avi, and he knows what to do with them. If I gotta be honest with you, we have not seen really a lot of diversity in the matchups today. We have seen 2 out of 4 games were mirror matches, you know. We have seen Angmar mirror in the very first game, and now it's a Goblin mirror in the game number 4. So we have not seen lots of diversity. We have seen Goblins twice in this matchup. Last time also against Isengard. Angmar mirror and Mordor against man. So we have not seen dwarves yet. We have not seen, you know, elves yet. We have not seen many different matchups yet. I crossover. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Hope you're gonna enjoy your stay. Thank you. Thank you. Holy moly, guys. Avi. Dude, Avi is playing really out of his mind. Look, he's everywhere. He's gonna kill a builder here. He's putting... Look at the minimap. He's defending at the same time with Izok. The one thing... I need to say this, yeah? Guys, whoever is making these models for Rise of the Witch King, you know? I know people of Rise of the Witch King, you know, the 2.22 team, they don't care about graphics that much. But come on, dude. What is this Izok skin, my man? What is this? This is the worst looking hero if I've ever seen one. This is like so poor designed. And this model is already existing in Battle for Middle-earth 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, you gotta find a replacement for this one. This is looking awful. And Avi is spamming this, you know, this Warwicks all the time. Look at this. You see this? He's spamming them all the time. The Untamed Allegiance, dude. The thing is, he can use it twice now. He can also convert this troll there eventually. He was already using this one, by the way. Look how much value this was giving to Avi. He was getting the chance to recruit the cave trolls from the troll there. He was, you know, getting this one. And he can now use it again for the third time and also get this one. So with this one ability for 10 power points, he will be able to get 3 additional production buildings and will be recruiting from 2 of them trolls and 1 of them the war packs. And they're also very cost efficient. They cost only 150 each. Trolls, they cost only 400 each, you know? So you save money, you get additional production buildings. So in some situations, this actually can be quite busted, you know? So very smart choice from Avi, definitely paid out. There comes Izok, level 1, but the second he gets level 4, Great Battle Rage. 100% more damage. And also becomes quite tanky. Forgot I had this layer. Yeah, he forgot about this one. And now he will be also having this one. You see this? Guys, look at this. Untamed Allegiance. Do you see this? Troll layer under Avi. Troll layer under Avi. Troll work layer under Avi. Dude, and if you can, you know, this is not even... This is loading quite fast too. So you can eventually use it again on this one. Imagine this, you know? I think this is the best usage of the Untamed Allegiance I have ever seen in my entire life. Not even kidding. Very well done. Very smart move from Avi. Very smart move. Okay. Oh my goodness. There comes the cave troll army, boys. Look. It's happening. Oh, can one cave troll defend this? 4 against 3. 4 against 1. One is down. The fortress is getting, you know, like... Open the gate, you know, like the police under your... Look, who's there? Police. CAI, you know, or you know, FBI. Oh, trolls. Oh, the fortress is goners, and Sauron is gonna call it. And that's it. Avi wins yet another match. The score is gonna be 3-1 after this one. And he's only 2 wins away from winning the first best of 9.